Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are standing inside our hay shed, soon to be tractor shed and hay baler shed. I've been storing hay under this shed for a pretty good while, but we built a couple more sheds in order to store hay under, and now I'm trying to get the old hay cleaned out of this one so that I can get the tractor and the hay baler put out of the weather and underneath my shed. So behind me here, you can see I've got some pretty good piles of hay, and this is where we had it all stacked up, and I had a bunch of pallets on the floor, and I've raised and moved all the pallets that was in here. This is kind of what's left after feeding out and breaking hay bales, and then, you know, remnants getting left behind. And over the last 2 years that we've used this for hay, it's really built up, and a lot of it was in between the slats on the pallets. You know, it just caused a whole lot of leftovers. So what I'm trying to do is clean all this out of here. So I thought this would be the perfect test for this Atlas 80-volt leaf blower. There is no doubt that this is not what this little blower is intended for, but I thought this would be a good test for it just to see if it's capable of doing a job like this. This is the first time I've used this. I haven't tried it on anything other than just turning it on. Like when I opened it up, I plugged in the battery and then just kind of messed with it inside the house just a little bit. So I've not really used it to blow anything. I have no experience with it whatsoever, so we're going to kind of learn this together. And to be honest with you, I really don't expect it to do a job like this. At least we can kind of see what it's capable of doing. And then I'll also show you what I bought it for and the intended purpose for it. So let's get started and see if this thing will blow this hay out of here. You could probably hear I was running at full throttle and it wasn't pushing those big humps, but I hit the turbo button and that really kicked in and actually would push those big clumps of hay. I'm actually pretty surprised at that. So let's keep going and see how much of this we can get cleared out. So this is on the regular setting. I'm gonna hit the turbo button. So you can see these big piles, it really won't push at full throttle. So you can hit the turbo. And it actually will break it up and start pushing it. wind changed direction on me, so I'm gonna turn around and go the other way. I gotta say, I'm actually quite surprised with this blower. This shed is 18 feet by 21 feet, if that gives you an idea of what I'm pushing around there. The battery right now has got 2 bars. I don't know if you can see that in the sunlight or not, but we're down to 2 bars. I think this battery usually goes dead whenever it does hit 1 bar, so I think it's pretty close to being dead. But I ran it on the turbo mode pretty much the entire time under here. I got pretty much all of it cleared out except for this little section right here, which is less than a quarter of the shed, and I really worked on those big piles a little bit, and I was surprised that, I kind of kept working them, and it was able to start busting it apart and actually then start blowing it out. These piles were, comprised, like, it actually still had flakes of hay that was kind of holding together, which made them really heavy and hard to move. So if this is the only blower that you had, and you wanted to spend a little bit more time and maybe even had a second battery, I'd just keep on going, and that actually is surprising how much work that it can do. I might be able to finish the shed off with this blower, but I wanted to save enough battery just to kind of show you what I bought this for and the intended purpose of this blower. So as you can see, we're down here at the hay baler, and this is really the main purpose that I got this blower for. That and the fact that it's really lightweight and portable. As you can see, all this debris in here that collects when you're baling hay, and just taking a minute to blow this out every once in a while and having that blower to do that, you can come over here and like pick on this stuff and pick it out and try to remove it, but you tend to not do that because it just takes more time to just dig it out by hand and toss it over to the side, and it seems like it takes more effort than what it's worth in time a lot of times. So I tend to not do this step. So with this blower, while I'm baling hay and while this stuff kind of starts to build up, then I can just grab my blower, blow it out. Same way with the tractor. With the radiator on the tractor, as it might get debris and stuff in it, then I can take that blower and just blow it out. I don't have to worry about pull starting it every single time that I decide to use it. I can just pick it up and pull the trigger and it goes. So I think that blower is actually going to work out really well. My camera battery and the blower battery went dead at the same time, so I didn't actually get the battery running out. The battery level indicator actually was showing 1 bar whenever the battery went completely dead. So I blew a little bit of that stuff out of there, but that was also really hard to blow out because that stuff was in there from last year and built up from the year before, because like I say, I just hadn't taken the time to blow it out or to clean it out, and it's been sitting outside. So the moisture and everything and the rain has kind of settled in on that. And as I was pulling some of those clumps of stuff loose in there, it was moist, which is not good. You don't want that kind of stuff in your equipment, and especially that metal, that's going to cause that to rust out, having that decomposing grass on those metal components and in that machine. So that's one reason why I wanted to get this blower, because as I'm out in the field and after I get done baling hay for the day, then I can go in and blow all that loose, dry stuff out of there and not have to worry about it sitting there. If it rains on it or gets moisture in it or something, then it'll just be metal and paint and it'll be protected, versus having all that moisture and the dirt and the moisture held into that all the time from that debris sitting there. So that's why I wanted to get this blower, and I think it's going to work out great for that. It's super lightweight and easily portable to the field. And if I want to use it, I don't have to, start it, and I'm only going to use it for a minute or two at a time. But as you can see, it's actually pretty capable of a pretty big job. Blowing this hay out of this shed is not a simple, easy task. And if you have light yard work and, blowing grass clippings off your sidewalk and around your curbs and stuff, that's going to be perfect for that too. As far as runtime goes, I ran this on turbo mode pretty much the whole time. And I'm using the 80 volt 2.5 amp hour battery, and I believe it lasted right about 14 minutes, maybe just a little bit less. But like I say, I was running the turbo pretty much the entire time. So I think if you were only, running it in regular mode, you probably get 20 minutes or maybe longer than that. That may be something I have to test out here in the future, is actually do a runtime without running turbo mode. But for my purposes today, I was pretty much having to always run it on turbo mode in order to get the work done that I was needing. So thanks for checking out the video today. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna jump back in here and finish cleaning this shed out. So thanks again for watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one.